What in the bloody blue hell are you wearing?
Jesus Christ.
That looks a little better. You got to lead in with that. Lead in with that.
Oh my!
That is my.
Hey, look! Hey, it ain't even Thanksgiving yet. We just had Halloween. Okay, come on now. Don't be that guy.
He's already that guy. He's already that guy.
You don't hear it? Y'all don't hear it?
What?
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need.
Mute that man! Mute that man!
You know what?
Hell no.
We definitely believe on our show, our Saturday special, that everybody should be able to celebrate what they really love. We truly believe that. AG, once in a while, he takes things to the extreme, but he has some beliefs. So instead of making it wait, let's just go ahead and let the man celebrate with his number one belief: beef. All right, KG.
The only beef he should have right now.
Nope. This is his moment. This is his moment. Let him have it. I'm trying to give him the personal space necessary for him to let off his chest, A, the Macho Man, B, what he's got to say. He requested some time. We are going to give him the floor.
Well,
and go.
WWE Women's U.S. Championship. ... Just tell me that you listen to the Saturday Night Wrestlemaniacs on the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network, because I've been calling for this U.S. Championship for 4 years now, and now you finally do it? Either give the credit where credit is due, write me a check, or all of the above. When we had the women's evolution going from 2019 into 2020, and then the women carried the whole entire brand of WWE by themselves, and when AEW started, the women carried AEW. I said, they're going to need a secondary championship. AEW, listen to me. They put a secondary championship out there. WWE did not. I said WWE needs to bring back a television title, maybe a women's U.S. championship, something. I said these things. You can go back and check it. Now all of a sudden you're listening and you did it, but you don't give the big guy KG any credit, like you didn't give the People's Choice Don Rodriguez credit for the Thunderdome and the 24/7 championship. The list is too long for the Nubian Sumo, which you didn't give him credit for. We are three wise gentlemen. I'm not going to pander. I'm not going to tap dance. I'm not going to do a little soft shoe for you to get a job. But stop stealing my ideas. Stop stealing the People's Choice's ideas. Stop stealing the Nubian Sumo's ideas without giving us the credit. My wife has come to me and she's played things from WWE. She's played things from Vince Russo. We said it on Saturday night and they saying it on Sunday night. Bro, we said it 24 hours before you said it. Give us the credit that we deserve. That's all I'm asking. That's what my beef is. Give us the credit that we deserve. We know you're listening. It's not hard. Shoot us a line in the email. Sideline Junkies, all one word, 247@gmail.com. Send the email and give us the credit. We'll tell you where to send the checks to. You can cash app us. We don't mind. We got bills to pay. These ideas are not free. You see the Nubian Sumo smoking a cigar. He likes fine wine. He likes fine cognacs. We got to pay for that. I don't have money in the contract to pay for his fine wines, his cognacs, because y'all take ideas and don't give credit.
No. We can't even pay for the girls that get it.
They gotta work free.
For free.
Look at my hair, man. I look like I ain't got no wife. I look like I ain't got no mama. Look at my hair.
None. But Pippi Longstocking is happy.
I'm done. I don't even know anymore. I don't know. What more can I do? What more do you want from me? I give you great ideas, you steal them, but you don't even say, hey, this is what the Sideline Junkie Saturday Night Wrestlemaniacs said. You don't even say that.
We can't even get free tickets to Speed.
And stay tuned for next week, ladies and gentlemen, when there's part 2 of this rant after they announce the Intercontinental Belt on Monday.
That I personally said we needed. I personally said we needed that.
Damn. What's next? Worlds Collide?
That's the only thing that's left. That's the only thing of mine that they didn't steal. And they're coming close to that. Oh, it's the forbidden door.
Actually, AEW stole that one.
They got piece of it. They didn't get all of it. They got piece of it. But AEW didn't give me no credit for that.
January 5th, the day after Wrestle Kingdom, AEW, CMLL, AAA, New Japan, and one other one. 5 different organizations at once. The day after Wrestle Kingdom on January 5th.
Sound like some collision to me. Pun intended for AEW. It's hard out here in these streets, man.
I don't even know what to say no more.
Don't say it, man. Just don't say it.
Like
just know that you at one point said something that affected somebody that benefited the masses. You're like a ghostwriter.
The 5th one is Stardom. Sorry.
No. If it makes you feel better, you do fit in with generations after generation after generation of inventors that still don't get credit, residuals, reparations, or anything from their inventions, their creations. However, Philip Morris and all the other big ones cashing them checks for life. You're rarefied air, KG. How the struggle feel? How the struggle feel?
Like 400 years of oppression. Struggle is up. Oppression is up. Don't ask me what's up.
Hey, but if nothing else, a guy that beat Vincent Kennedy McMahon at WrestleMania is your new president again.
Not my president.
We're not political here, but we're going to pull some jokes at wrestling's expense. So does this mean also that the Undertaker's finish is protected? Does that count as an extra W in the Undertaker's column?
Meaning?
He did call out Batista in his interview and said it's Trump and Undertaker and Kane versus Batista and whoever else.
We're not doing that.
Boom. No, I'm just asking. Just putting it out there. Trying to see how y'all feel about it.
Because that means you're gonna have to bring Hogan into that too. I don't want him into nothing.
You didn't just do Kermit the Frog, did you?
No. You can't bring Hogan in. Did you see Hogan at the last event? Was it at MSG and he could barely rip his shirt off? That was tragic. He looked like Bret Hart. I'm not gonna lie to you at that point. No disrespect to Bret, but it's like, yo, Just come out and do your bit. Don't try to go living in the rivers of the lakes that you used to. They didn't pre-cut the V in your shirt, Terry. It's not happening today. Don't do it. Look like a Naked Gun 44th and the 5th, scene or something. You trying to rip it open and Leslie Nielsen's, right there, like what the hell's going on? But, we are where we are. Sumo, you're quiet. You got nothing to say. This man had gone on a whole emotional rant. At the beginning of the show.
Y'all messed with me last week when he had the rant, and I did what I did. So I'm trying to give the man his time. So
No, okay. Are you done?
I can't win for losing with y'all. I swear.
That's true. KG, are you finished? Have you gotten it all out? Are you woosahing right now?
We're woosahing. I'm just. Only reason why I'm crying is because my adrenaline is pumping. I just don't want America to see me cry. I'm okay.
I think it's because you look in the mirror and it's like, yeah, we got to fix the hair up real quick. That's what happens when we won't get paid. We got no wardrobe, no hair, makeup, nothing. We can't even get a fluffer. Isn't that something? It's tragic.
Did you say we can't get a fluffer? Is that what you just said?
He got a fluffer. He got one of them lot lizards fluffing for him.
Don't be jealous.
Don't believe me. Jealousy is far from where I am.
Don't be jealous. Hey, when they take them teeth out, I'm telling you, it's going down.
Oh, you like that velvet rub,
huh? Buddy. It means you can never get it wrong.
You like Bernie Mac? Ooh.
Like, yep. You can never get it wrong. As they say, it's always smooth sailing.
And we're off the rails early, people.
That boy diddy-fied, boy. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, no. There's no baby oil needed.
Diddy-fried.
No, sir. Ain't no Orlando Jones up in here. None of that.
This don't look natural, Coach.
Yep.
Jerked off an elephant.
Well, now that KG has told us how he feels, Sumo, what's your thoughts on how the U.S. Championship for the women is going to affect the landscape of SmackDown specifically, since it's a SmackDown championship?
I mean, it's long overdue. I mean, a mid title for women at this point. I was thinking it would be more like a shared title, like they do one title that they share amongst, everybody, all three brands.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just a wish of mine, because I would, if it were up to me, there about 3 or 4 titles that I'd take out of WWE right now. But yeah, it's something for the women. Something for the women. You already got folks talking about it. They want to go after it, like Piper Niven and Chelsea Green have already put their names in the hat to go after it. So this may be a platform for Jade Cargill. They may be
don't give it to her.
They may be making that title for her, like they did with the TNT. The TBS title over at AEW.
Please don't let that happen, because they still haven't figured out the one key factor with that belt. Why the heck is a TBS champion not challenging for the world championship?
That's your mid title was supposed to do.
The first argument was Jade Cargill. She's still learning. We just, we put the belt on her, but she's growing. All right, I get it. But the moment Mercedes took it, former multi-time world heavyweight champion, you put that belt on her. Then you give her the Ring of Honor championship. So now she's double champion, but yet she can't challenge. Ring of Honor. Was it? Oh, I'm sorry, not Ring of Honor. What is it? That's right. Your girl being her Ring of Honor. The which one?
New Japan Strong.
New Japan, yeah. She's got the New Japan Strong, but she still can't go up against who's the heavyweight champion?
Mariah May.
Yeah. I just wanted to put that out there. You know, I know who it is. But honestly, Mercedes Moné can't go up against Mariah May.
Can I throw something
really?
out there?
The roles should be reversed. Mariah should have the 2 belts. And she should be complaining that she can't go up against Mercedes. But they wonder why the most highest paid woman in wrestling is not getting over with the fans.
Can I throw something out there?
No, you got to say your other line. What was it? Grab your dress and follow me along or something like that? What is it?
It's called pull my coat and follow me, man. So that's what I want you to do. Pull my coat and follow me on this one.
There you go.
Why? Okay. Past all the other stuff. Past all the ideas stealing and all the beef. You have this women's U.S. championship, and like Sumo said, they're going to introduce an Intercontinental Championship. I don't think it should be a women's U.S. championship or women's Intercontinental. I think it should be something that stands by itself. You got so many defunct belts over the years from WWE, WWF, NWA. You got so many different defunct belts. Like they should bring a 6-woman tag belt. That would be cool. But regardless of what the belt is, you have to use it for what it was truly meant to be used for. I.e., you have the U.S. Championship for SmackDown. You have the Intercontinental Championship for women on Raw. Whoever holds that, whoever's battling for that is next in line. The way things used to be. Put it back to the status quo, and I guarantee you will get a better product, and that title will not be lost product anymore. I sent it over. I think I sent it to you guys, but I know I posted in the Sideline Junkies 24/7 group on Facebook. And it was The Rock on the ladder. He was talking down to China, talking about, that little funny feeling that she got in her stomach, it'll go away, but around about 1:30, 2 o'clock, you know the promo. Mm-hmm. But you had The Rock as the Intercontinental Champion, D'Lo Brown as the European Champion. And those titles used to be right there. Now, European was maybe a little bit lower than Intercontinental, but Intercontinental meant you were next to hold the World Championship. That's what it meant. It meant because your next crop of stars was Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H. That feud, that 3-way feud, fueled the Attitude Era. Mm-hmm. You got to take, they're so good at taking storylines from the past and putting it in the present. You have to do that with these championships that you're doing with the women. You have to use it the same way. You find your 3 next stars. Who's next to ascend? Because right now, as it goes for titles, you got Bianca. You really got Jade.
Well, I would say Bianca's out of that conversation. If Bianca gets the women's U.S. championship now, there's something wrong.
Yeah. I'm saying this. I'm talking about as far as the WWE Women's Championship, not US.
Oh, okay.
You got your women with that, but Lash Legend should be up for that. Who else? Jada Parker. Mm-hmm. Kaden Carter should be in that. I don't really think Bailey, all the top women, they shouldn't be nowhere around this U.S. champion. They should be nowhere around that. The next
you gonna put B-Fab in there? B-Fab gonna go for it? She needs something to do.
I guess.
Yeah, they'll throw B-Fab in there.
I guess.
So because she's actually been doing a lot of training with Natalya, and she's actually starting to look pretty good in her house show matches, dark matches and whatnot. So they're saying they've seen a lot of improvement in her right now.
That's good.
If they put Natalya in this for this U.S. championship or this Intercontinental Championship, you just lost all credibility of the championship because she shouldn't even be she shouldn't be thought in that.
No,
she should be.
She need to get it. She need to get it. for the accolade. She need the accolade to be, to have every belt. That's the least they could do is give her the accolade.
Actually, that would make her triple crown, wouldn't it?
Well, before she takes the Intercontinental one, yeah. She at least needs to win those two. She's been there long enough. That's the least.
Wait. It's only what, 2 women Grand Slam champions?
Bailey and Becky, right?
I believe so.
Charlotte.
Oh, Charlotte's a Grand Slam too. Yeah,
that's right. So that'd be 3 then.
So you would have to give them runs with the U.S. Charlotte's coming back off of injury.
No. They're outside of that. You can't give them that. Not immediately. Down the road, maybe.
Actually,
you gotta preserve continuity, brother.
Actually, this new championship allows them to be natural Grand Slam winners as opposed to what they are now.
Right.
Because the only reason they're Grand Slam champions right now is because they had the NXT title.
Mm-hmm. But that brings up a good point.
And actually, we can throw Rhea Ripley into that mix too.
Yeah. I wanted to bring up that question. We're going to have the women's women's Intercontinental. Where does that put the NXT champion, women's NXT champion, into the mix?
It lowers.
That's supposed to be that what you said lowered, right?
Yeah, it lowers it.
Yeah, I agree. That means that NXT is now its own entity that is no longer canon in the grand scheme of things. So outside of the draft.
At a point where you could have made NXT the gateway into the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
With the main titles, because that's how the titles were originally supposed to be used.
Right.
The NXT title was supposed to be a title that you could actually cash in for a title shot.
Yep.
At the United States or the Intercontinental Championship for the men's side.
Yeah. Last person was Keith Lee. That technically transcended, won the belts, and then got called up. And had to relinquish the belts.
But we knew that the night that he won the belt, you guys called that. You said before he even won the belt, we talked about it, and I believe we did picks for that. And you said Keith Lee's going to win, and he's getting called up. He'll be on Raw on Monday. I think Sumo agreed with you, if I'm not mistaken. You guys called that, and it happened. Now the way it happened and what happened in the aftermath was trash. It was garbage.
Yeah, that was unforeseen. But
again, him giving up the North American title like that was I wasn't expecting that. No, not at all.
But shoot, just him coming out with a different intro music. We knew we were doomed at that point. It's cancel Christmas.
We knew we were doomed when he came out with the baby face. He clean shaven. No.
I didn't even care about that. This whole aura was gone without the theme song.
It was gone without the goatee and the beard.
He didn't have the bop. It just wasn't. It wasn't Keith Lee. And that's why. And that's where he lost the fans.
Sumo, I know you're not a fan of this, so I kind of sort of already know where you feel, because you feel there's too many belts anyway in WWE.
I do.
They really dropped the ball with the European belt when they brought it back. They dropped the ball. They didn't really drop the ball because COVID happened, so you couldn't travel. But do you think a women's European title, which is basically, that's not for you, make it for your mid-carders, those that they aren't on U.S. or Intercontinental status yet, but you're trying to see what they got. So your mid-carders,
but they got to be in Europe. The rub is they got to be in Europe.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That was never an issue before.
I remember. Here's the thing. The NXT UK title was for NXT UK.
Right.
They only brought the UK title over when they were getting rid of NXT UK to unify it with the NXT proper title.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But
and
now you're talking about the European title. The European title, even when D'Lo Brown and them had it, that was pretty much their television title.
Right.
Yes.
But they were in Europe a lot back then.
They were.
So
they
were.
were.
The presence was there.
They were going in and out of Europe a lot. They were.
So it made sense. It worked in its base form because Europe was a consistent, more so London and Germany, were, consistent presence. Now, if they bring in a European, they're getting closer to that as we see the road to WrestleMania with almost 2 weeks worth of shows and stuff, but it's not enough to justify that moniker.
They don't need the European title.
Right.
They don't need the European title because the United States and Intercontinental belts are pretty much television titles now.
Now, if the champion is in New Japan and occasionally it comes over to the U.S., and then, you can have a win-loss opportunity there, like in a Night of Champions or something like that. But, if an American wins, they got to be over there, then that would make more sense because you've got WWE presence in a European territory or company, and it's being defended there consistently. And that would make it a true belt. And then, let's say if he was healthy, AJ Styles would end up winning the belt and he would be over there in New Japan, over and over, like at least 3 or 4 times a year, defending the championship. And then he would drop it and then somebody else would come pick it up. It could work that way.
But that's where your Intercontinental Championship is because Europe is a continent.
It is, but they defend the IC. You don't have to be over there all the time for IC. European is you have to be in Europe.
Yeah, but Intercontinental, you defend that anywhere in the world. As long as you can go to Antarctica and do a show, and you can defend the Intercontinental Championship because Antarctica is a continent.
Right, but it makes sense. That's the way it's supposed to be. But European has to be European. You've got to have a presence in Europe.
The U.S.
Championship can't be in Europe.
No, that's what I'm saying. It does not need to leave U.S. The furthest it needs to go south is Hawaii. The furthest north is Alaska.
Yeah, so you would just have them in a triple threat where the title doesn't change hands on foreign soil.
Y'all really overthinking this shit.
Y'all
are putting too much into this shit right now. For real though. I mean, really.
Isn't that what we're here to do though? Look at it from different angles.
Yeah, you're looking at it from different angles. It's cool, but I mean, y'all doing too much right now, for real.
Hey, if we're going to talk about it, we might as well talk about it because I guarantee you somebody else is thinking about it.
Because they're not looking, because WWE's are looking at it like that. They just
yes, they are.
No, they are. No, they are. No, they are.
They not.
No, they are not.
Timo, I'm going to tell you this right now. Do you know what this belt is really about? Merchandising.
Right.
So that means that now we've got a new toy line. We've got T-shirts. We've got the replicas times 2. So we're going to have them sell out in US. And if they do a European, guess what? That's even more as they're increasing their footprint. We know they've already talked about that. It's a crazy idea. It probably wouldn't happen. But if they did, it would be all about the money. How do you get your footprint out there? You make sure that people are buying the belt that's catered to them. And if you come to the arenas, notice on Monday was a Friday, actually, they're saying, hey, bring your signs back. We want your signs back. They're trying to, set up organically for Netflix to have signs everywhere, like the opening of Raw's War. If they can get back to that, but then they're in Europe and people have the European belt, money.
Plus
at a higher cost.
Have you seen the AI depiction of the WWE Netflix Championship?
No, I don't even want to think. I hope they don't do that. I'd be so pissed.
If you can't give me the TV,
there's an AI rendering out there of the WWE Netflix championship.
Does it have an N in the middle?
No, it has the whole Netflix label in the middle of it. It looks like one of Tony Khan's belts.
Oh God, please no.
It's a good looking belt. I'll give you that. It reminds me of the U.S. title now. Imagine the U.S. title now, right? But a black strap,
okay,
with the red Netflix whole name logo across the front of it.
I'd buy it
just to have it.
If the side plates, at least one of them, have the old Netflix pouch on it. Like when you would get it in the mail, if you give me a side plate with that on it, I'd be down with that. Just for the old school.
But here's a I don't know. I always felt the ladies needed more belts because they get one belt, and you got so many talented ladies that got to go after one belt. Now you got 4 belts.
Well, technically, I would still call it 2 per show.
5, 6.
Okay. When I count NXT, they would have the.
I actually got more than that. Okay, so you got
the heavyweight on Raw,
WWE World Title. You got now the U.S. and Intercontinental belts.
And stop there. Don't count the NXT. Don't count the NXT because it's not permanent on Raw and SmackDown. And don't count the tag titles because those are floating. Speed would be the other one, but that's technically floating. That's in flux. They have some titles, but 3 of them are in flux. Well, 2 of them are in flux, and one of them belongs to a different brand that's not going to be actively defended all the time on Raw and SmackDown. So this would still give them 2 dedicated per show, which means that hopefully out of this, one thing happens. They get more TV time, which means that they are in the limelight more, which means that the pace, the cadence of the match is in line with the men. My only gripe, and Lord knows they can do it better than I can, but my only gripe is you can see the stop pause in the match from movement to movement.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's my only gripe.
Now you have to include the Crown Jewel Championship too.
No, let's not even talk about that garbage.
No. You got to include it because
once a year.
No, hey, they just made Liv Morgan a Triple Crown champion because of the Crown Jewel title. Yes, she is now considered a Triple Crown champion.
I still don't like this. They should have 2 belts. One that stays at Saudi Arabia, the one that Liv won that she touched, she sweated on, and then the other one she can travel with. That way, we go to Saudi Arabia 4 times a year, so there's 4 times for her to defend it in the course of 12 months. But the champion has the belt.
Who says they're going to defend it more than once a year?
Well, I don't know. We don't know. But if at least we know once it's Crown Jewel. At least once. But they could change it.
And she doesn't have to defend
Saudis may want it to be, hey, we need to have a title defense, in between. And then we make a big.
They're going to have a title defense for that. It's going to be champion versus champion every year, Crown Jewel, pretty much, or at one of the Saudi events.
Right. You can still have the champion versus champion, but it could be defended.
It could be, but I don't think that's what they created it for.
I don't know. It's just weird. You're basically doing Queen of the Ring, but don't reference it until it's time. You're basically the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal champion, a winner, when it's convenient to bring that up again. When is that convenient? The next Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
When is that going to be?
Yeah, my question to you fellas is, should this be James is going to hate the idea, but the T word, a tournament to culminate at Royal Rumble to crown the first, so that way it could be defended at Mania, or should this be decided at the Royal Rumble?
No, they're gonna do a tournament. They already said
let me flesh them out, because you could do something as cool as you have the last two entrants in the Royal Rumble, whoever they are, the last two ones that are battling, for the win, and whoever wins, you pick which one you get. The loser gets the championship anyway. They just get the other one. So you could have two people changing brands, or they could be, they can end up on the same brand, but as the Women's U.S. Championship. So you could have a battle royal to make it happen.
But why not just
do a battle royal?
Why not just make the Royal Rumble? Why just not make the Royal Rumble for one of the belts?
You could, but that would lose the focus of Mania. It all depends on where the women's going for Mania.
Really?
But wait, the
Women's U.S. champion, if she picks the Intercontinental first, she's the Intercontinental champion, and she gets to pick who she wants to go up against for the World Championship. But she would have to wrestle for the IC belt night 1. Night 2, she goes for the World. So that means that she could walk into night 2 as champion and leave as double champion, or she could lose the belt and then, go for the World Championship.
Time out. I need clarification because I'm lost. You saying going in the Royal Rumble and she's the Intercontinental champion?
No. Nobody's champion yet. Right. You pick
nobody's champion. So win a Royal Rumble and you become the Intercontinental champion.
If they choose Intercontinental or if they choose US. Whatever way they choose would determine which brand they go on.
Yeah, you kind of sort of, I'm just spitballing here, but you kind of sort of you kind of killed the whole mystique of the Royal Rumble, because you win the Royal Rumble, you get a title shot at the granddaddy of them all, which is WrestleMania. And it's
they still get that.
Intercontinental US, you get a world title shot.
Yeah, they still get that. But they're a champion as well, because you've got to remember what's in between now that they just announced. The Elimination Chamber. So now they would defend.
But you're saying
one of them would defend the belt.
Actually, that's your idea, KG. Because whoever in Don's scenario, whoever wins the Royal Rumble becomes number 1 contender. But they have the belt to show for it.
Mm-hmm. If you didn't do a tournament, that's all I'm saying. If you don't do a tournament,
that's what I was trying to get right.
I say do one as a tournament and one as a as a battle royal.
That's
what I say, to mix it up.
Right.
Instead of doing 2 tournaments, it's going to be like 8 people in 2 tournaments on the show, each show,
right?
Whatever. I say do one as a tournament, one as a battle royal.
I'm cool with that too. Or you have 3 elimination chambers. The men's EC.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of carnage.
And 2 women's ECs. It'll be a first for everything, but 3 ECs.
That's too much.
That's a lot of carnage.
She was already pushing it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. You could do a round. I don't know. It has to be something different, I would hope. We can't do the thing.
Well, they already put it out there that it's not going to be given
to
somebody. They're going to make somebody earn. They're going to make you earn it,
which it shouldn't be.
So it sounds like a ladder match.
That could happen.
That could also be in play as well.
Money in the Bank.
Yeah, but I don't think Money in the Bank is happening.
They could make Money in the Bank. They could make a Money in the Bank match for that.
True, but Tiffany Stratton would have to cash in on one of them.
Or just make a straight up ladder match for the title.
Who held the Money in the Bank briefcase the longest? all time.
Who's the last person to go to WrestleMania? Was it Seth Rollins?
Yeah, I would think it would be Seth.
Yeah, Seth was the because he cashed in at
Tiffany
Mania.
Stratton gonna do.
No, I think that
That's Tiffany Stratton.
She's going to cash in before Mania. If they really want to do a messed up storyline, she could cash in and become the Women's U.S. champion. Now they would have to,
she could, but
spread some thoughts on that.
That'd be a waste of the briefcase, in my opinion. But it could happen.
If she got two choices, Nia or her, or better take that daggone Women's U.S. because you don't want Nia coming after you. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways, but I will say that I am happy that there is something else because the women, there's too many of them and not enough opportunity. And, this gives Chelsea Greens, this gives Zelina Vegas, unfortunately, used to be Indy Hartwells. This gives BFABs something else that they can go for because at this juncture, the women's championship, heavyweight championships are kind of like, AEW. Only the top ones are going to have to vie for it. Everybody else, you're not going to get a shot. And if you do get a shot, we already know you're losing. So that gives them, a little bit more depth across the board for what they need. They get some more merchandising dollars out of it for a simple move. This also gets us a little closer to another Evolution pay-per-view.
That's not happening.
Well, on Netflix, they could call for it. It's a special. Here's the one thing I get the vibe for Netflix. They will have a special, but what they won't do is tax it. Meaning that, okay, if you go over, who the hell cares? If it's, a 3-hour and 20-minute event, who cares? We're a streaming service. They're about to break that mold on, was it Friday, for the Tyson fight. So if they do it right, okay, which the WWE Network should have done, it can work out that way. They could really, break the mold by just giving them the free reign as a streaming service on that particular streaming thing for as long as you need to go. Tell your story. Don't go Tony Khan long, but tell your story.
But the Evolution pay-per-view or PLE, whatever you want to call it, should have been a yearly event every year. I'd rather have that than you going over to Saudi Arabia. And really and truly, it's like if we're doing a storyline, the storylines really don't matter once you get to Saudi Arabia because it's all about the pyro.
Technically, yeah. This should be the championship. Evolution? Hold on. Oh, hey, KG. Grab my wife beat and follow me, man. This should be an Evolution pay-per-view to where these two championships are decided. The women's tag is on the line. The NXT is on the line. And the heavyweight championships are on the line. But you're crowning two champions for women on a women's pay-per-view exclusively on Netflix. If it's not Netflix, we have to do it by Mania exclusively on Peacock. All you got to do is, there's no rule that says the WWE has to have two, or you could do it on the CW. Or you can do it on USA. I mean, wherever you want to do it, you can still do it. But they could have, or just a themed Monday night. The whole Monday Night Raw is all women. You can't do Friday because they got to see Roman. But the whole Monday night is all women.
Well, that might be changing too.
They could be done. NXT has proven that you can have a PLE level television show. But we just come up with ideas over here. And KGB
that they steal.
Get paid for it.
Netflix is already saying they want either Cody or Roman Reigns on their show.
Oh, they didn't say or. There's no or in it. They said they want Cody, Roman, and CM Punk. They want which I don't agree with, because that's kind of the issue that we have now on Raw. Seth goes down. Who you got? You're lopsided. So I don't know. They don't have to call up Trick Williams or something. They need somebody up in there. But if you call it Trick Williams, you got to call it Booker T.
He's next.
They got to call it Booker T.
He is next.
Trick is nothing without that entrance. Period. Mark my words, I said that. No disrespect to Trick. But if people aren't hearing Booker T when he come out, it's not the same. Just saying. But we'll keep an eye out and our finger on the pulse on this, because we don't want to spend.
I don't know, because we got a subject that we're coming up on that that may fall into that kind of line. You went into a segue without knowing you went into a segue.
Who said it didn't? You talking about this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was there. The button was already on it. Because we got to talk about this. We initially, spread out.
We definitely need to talk about this. I've been waiting to talk about this here.
I will say that I was kind of torn back and forth. Definitely sad to see her go, because she is arguably one of the best that has happened in, being the sound of a generation in a long time. The way she did intros, she kept Chelsea Green on the main roster. Period. Because people just wanted to hear that, and helped. Just this overall. And she's the reason why I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but the young lady from NXT has been called up to do SmackDown. So Samantha did her thing. But how do you guys feel? Because her thing isn't announcing. That's not what she, was looking to be. And it wasn't until, or at least I got a better realization until Chris Van Vliet was having his one-on-one with Ricochet. And Ricochet, I will say, as a partner and a friend and a mate and a colleague, did a good job in articulating in the best way possible what she was really saying, because she was quiet. Yes, she said, hey, this wasn't my passion. This isn't what I wanted to do for long term. But what she was saying was she's an artist. She's a performer. She wanted to perform. She wanted to have more of a role than just announcing. And that lane wasn't there. And she has every right, if that's not the lane that she has, to explore options that could let her be creative in her own way that would satisfy her. And if announcing wasn't something she was planning on being, like, as wrestler fans, we expect to hear Howard Finkel forever. And when he passed away, it's like, what does it sound like now? We expected to hear Lillian Garcia forever.
Wait. With Howard Finkel, he always let you know this match is for one fall.
Yep. And if you had a title change, what young kid didn't want to have the opportunity at WrestleMania to have Howard Finkel? Edge talked about it best, to, be able to do just that. To say the most magical words that will never happen again, rest his soul, and new ... Nobody said that better, at least in my generation, than Howard Finkel. Period.
Agreed.
But if that wasn't her thing, then that's, not her thing. She's young enough to go ahead and explore. Maybe she wants to have kids. Baby syndrome is out there. Becky's off with her child. Why can't she have kids of her own, with Ricochet? Maybe she wants to do that. So what's your thoughts? After Ricochet's thing, I'm like, man, all these internet people just shut the fuck up. Because he's right. In my opinion. But what's y'all's thoughts?
Okay. KG has his coat and you got your wife beater, I'm going to say, pull on my T-shirt and follow me.
Okay.
Okay. I was talking about this with some of the fellas a few like last week or so, and I made the analogy that they said was spot on. And I want you to hear. I want you to listen to me. Just listen. Let me put this out here.
I'm following you on your T-shirt.
Okay. They said what happened? What she was great at what she did. I understand she wanted to do other things and she wanted to do all this and that and whatnot. What is it? What was it that happened? I was like, she put on the chinchilla coat. Just like Frank Lucas. If anybody has seen the American Gangster movie with Denzel Washington, he was the biggest heroin dealer in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Had the best product out there, had his own distribution, was bringing in his own product. He had everything going for him. Nobody knew who he was until he put on the chinchilla coat and went to that boxing match and sat in seats better than the mayor of the city and other dignitaries. And the DEA was like, who is this guy? Same thing happened here. She put her foot in the door to be an announcer. She did it well, but she did it too well. She made herself hot.
What was it, Bruce Buffer? No, it was Michael Buffer. Was it Michael Buffer that put her over heavy on Twitter?
She put herself up. She did her job too well. Just like with any job. You do something and you do it well and you want to go off and you want to get a promotion, what do they say? No, we need you in this position. We need you where you are because you do your job so well. It's the same thing they told her. She wanted to become a valet or a manager in the WWE. And they were like, you are the best ring announcer we have right now. People are gravitating toward you. You are making our wrestlers more than they are. You're giving them the rub pretty much.
Yep.
So why would we take you out of your position to put you in something that you're not ready for? And then what does she do? She pulled a Everybody Hates Chris. Chris's mom talking about, oh, my man got 2 jobs. He works at AEW and he's in New Japan. I don't need this shit. I don't need this job. And then what makes it bad for me, I mean, good. Okay, you didn't want they didn't want to give you the position you wanted. Fine. You didn't want to stay as a ring announcer. Fine. You want to start your music career. Cool. But why did you have to show your color
so quickly?
Why did you have to come out and say all the things that you said? All of that was unnecessary. You were out. You were out. You made your decision. Everybody was cool with your decision. But
you
then
know what happened?
Around.
She John Wicked herself.
Yeah.
But the flip is,
what was all that niggardry for?
Yeah, she killed her own dog.
She killed herself.
Killed her own dog.
She would not have been as effective in AEW or any other company like that with the same shtick that she was doing. She was fine the way she was. If she would have stayed with WWE, she probably would have been able to move into one of those spots because, hey, what happened not too long after that? Right?
Yeah.
She could have played a part in NXT. She could have played a part. She could have been a manager. We got all this the WWE ID thing. She could have been part of that. She could have been part of NXT in some way. When they decide to get rid of Ava at some point, what are they going to do? Who are they going to put in that position?
Yep. Well, no, they could. It'd have been easy. All she had to do was stay. She was doing great where she was. She gave up her bag because she didn't get what she wanted. She played the typical black woman. Mm-hmm.
And then she gonna start talking all this crap about, I didn't want to do that in the first place. That's not what I wanted to do. I just did that to get my foot in the door. Who doesn't do that? Who doesn't do that?
How many wrestlers are referees right now?
Exactly.
Jessica Carr, first full-time female referee, Maryland Championship Wrestling alum.
Agent Smith.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get in. You got to find your way into some places. She didn't. Okay, she made herself hot. Like I said, she put on the chinchilla coat. She said she made a play. She shot a shot, and it didn't work. Mm-hmm. So what does she do? She takes a ball and she goes on. So now what?
So if she was your girl, and y'all are having pillow talk, because Ricochet was saying, "Hey, I did what I did. I support you. If that's how you feel, I get it. Then do what you got to do." What pillow talk would you say to her if she said, I'm thinking about just going up to Paul and saying, "Hey, look, I want to valet. I want to do something new other than this."
There's nothing wrong with her trying to shoot a shot. Like I said.
No, I'm saying, what would you tell her?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. I'm like, look, if that's what you want to do, if this is something that you feel like you want to do, and you feel like it's the time to do it, then go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
But just know, Triple H rather, has a stigma right now. People talk about how he is against black people and women in the business. So you got 2 strikes against you already. So just know coming in that it may not work out for you.
Mm-hmm.
You need to figure out a plan B. What's your plan B? Are you going to stay or are you going to leave? You leave, what are you going to do? You going to come with me or are you going to go off and do your own thing? Some of these things, and we don't know what they said to each other. We don't know. All we know is that Ricochet is supporting her regardless of what she's going to do. But hey,
but the benefit of with that is they both make good money.
Yeah, but she's not making good money now because she threw away her bag.
Right, but I mean, if they were smart, hopefully there was some money
saved with her money. Hopefully.
And not just relying on, like you said earlier, oh, my man got it. Hopefully. But KG, if that was your boo in the other room, talking that, what would you say?
Honestly, if you don't get your ass up and go get this money, times is hard, baby. And quite frankly, you know how rich people stay rich? Living like they broke. Just because you start getting a little bag, Ricochet got a nice contract with WWE. Now he got a nice one with AEW. You ain't got to go run around shaking in everybody's face. You live comfortably, but live broke. Act like you don't know where your next meal coming from. You keep that type of hunger, you'll stay rich. Well, let me rephrase that. You'll stay wealthy. Because there's a difference between being rich and wealthy. Rich is you wearing designer clothes because you can afford it, but that money can run out at any time. Wealthy, you never going to be ever broke again. I'd rather be wealthy than rich any day. Because wealth is generational. My kids are going to be wealthy when I got wealth. So, baby, if you don't get up and get off your ass and get this money, play the game until you can find something better. Don't fuck over the for sure money trying to get some more money, because you end up with no money. Even though that's not how the song go, but it's the same premise, it's the same concept.
She cut off her nose to spite her face.
Yep. I would have told her, you can tap, you can pull that trigger, you can try to pull that card after you got two things that nobody else has or has ever had. The first one is an action figure that is top selling. A female announcer action figure. Advocate for that and get that. The second, and preferably a Barbie, that way you can get residuals. The second is you need a t-shirt. You need merchandise. When you got merchandise that's bringing in dough at the Stone Cold level, and she was close. She was already breaking the internet. She just needed that catchphrase, that's something that they could put on a shirt, would sell out. Not just in general. But every black person that goes to that show will buy that shirt. Period.
You know what you could have did with her?
What was that?
Do you remember the Stone Cold shirt that had the little thing on it? Like if you hit the little button, it would talk. You just take the little thing off when you washed it, but it's inside the shirt. You could hit it on the shirt, and it would talk. What you do is you have like her best calls on that loop. So all you do is the Samantha Urban shirt with her with the mic, and you hit the button, and it does some of her best calls. She didn't need a catchphrase; it was just her.
No, she needed a phrase.
Need the catchphrase at all.
She needs something for the t-shirt because she can't use the superstars thing on the t-shirt. Once she got the residuals,
the way she said,
in, you can tap and do whatever you want to do because you got a check every month. People are going to buy it.
The way she said Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she would have to split that with Roman Reigns.
The way she said Roman Reigns, the way she said Seth Rollins, the way she said people's name alone. That's it right there. She had a way about it. She was one of the rare ones that didn't need a catchphrase. All she had to do
that's the thing that made her hot, though.
Right.
If she hadn't done any of that and she'd have stayed in her lane, then she probably would have, she'd have stayed under the radar just enough to where they would want to do something else with her. But that's what I'm talking about. See, She did all that stuff. Like let's take Chelsea Green, for example. She did all that stuff for Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green and all that shit, right? They even went to the point they put it in her entrance music. Have you heard her entrance music now?
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea's doing that for herself now. And now you got the dude, what is his name? Mike what's his name?
Mike Rome.
Mike Rome is now doing the Chelsea Green thing.
Because it's part of the gimmick. So the baseline level of t-shirt they could do is, a picture of her with a microphone, welcome to, to Baltimore or something like that. And it's their site specific shirt because they can print that really quick, but she still would need something that's tangible to her. Or she goes on Cameo and she does, people pay her, $300, $400 to get a cameo of her doing the entrance. Michael Buffer did it. Bruce Buffer did it.
You said, Bruce Buffer, Michael Buffer. When you think about Michael Buffer, what's the first thing you think of? Let's get ready to rumble, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I think of that
Bruce Buffer
at WCW.
Bruce Buffer. It's time.
Yep.
What's the other dude? It's showtime.
Yep.
She as a ring announcer would need that one line,
mm-hmm.
To put her over like that for a shirt.
Well, you got like Jimmy Lennon Jr. Let's get to it. Every ring announcer has their thing, but some are better than others. But I just felt like she didn't need one because it was Samantha Irvin.
Well, you thinking that she don't need it because of how many different announcing she does. It is hard in that position to get a catchphrase out if you're not in the ring. The ring announcer,
plus like Michael Buff,
main event,
trademark it, and she can make money off of it. Because if anybody says let's get ready to, that's minimum $100,000. Minimum 100,000.
So, I mean, like I said, I support her. I just hope she don't end up on OnlyFans. Just saying, because we know that thing moves mountains. Don't get that mess twisted. She started the new age of Jada Parker and everybody else deciding to go ahead and teardrop some stuff while she was just destroying the internet out of nowhere. And Ricochet sitting back like he. Like, man, if you don't stop, you better get your girl. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But to James's point, sometimes you just got to take some stuff with you and create space so that way you can have the opportunity. Or as that old adage goes, be careful of the butt you kick heading to the top, because those will be the same ones you got to kiss when you go them down.
Shit, I ain't never heard that one. But it's true.
And, now, like I said, Ricochet did a good job of cleaning it up. But, that's what should have been said. They'd be like, all right, I got it. Cool. But, yeah. So now, let's go ahead talk about one other thing. And then, God dang. You know what? Have you guys ever watched What's Up With That on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, I don't recall. I might have.
You never seen that with Kel Thompson? And, the most famous ones was Samuel Jackson, where Sam almost cussed on network television, legitimately. But you got to go watch that. Sam Jackson, What's Up With That? But the premise of the gimmick of the show is Kel's character, he comes out, he starts singing and all that stuff. And then in the midst of it, somebody may say a word like Nubian Sumo, and he'd be like, Nubian Sumo, yeah. And then the music starts playing, and then he jump up and start singing again. And by the time you get to the end, the one character, oh gosh, I'm trying to, I can't remember the white guy's name. I apologize, but the one character never gets the opportunity, Casey or something or whatever, never gets the opportunity to have his segment. At, the time that we're at now, we're getting close to not being able to do once again the ESPN top 20 wrestlers of all time coverage. But we will have that episode as a separate episode, so that way we have time to dedicate it to it. So be on the lookout. I apologize, but this is one of those Casey, whatever. I want to say it's Casey situations, but, we'll get there.
See, if I was running things.
You can't run anything with that sweater.
Man, why are you hating on it?
Because I want one.
It was a Christmas gift.
Yeah. So we do have one more thing to talk about, and that is how we feel about where we are now, coming out of SmackDown with the Bloodline. May have to get an analyst in here.
This right here is.
Wait a minute, hold the door. We got to go to the ground for our special analyst to break. Come on, hurry up. To break down. Get over here. To break down what happened on SmackDown. So, we'll let our special analyst go ahead and break down what happened on SmackDown with the Bloodline.
I'm very much heard that OTC and Jimmy Uso went out first before Yeet came, and then after Yeet came,
keep going. You're doing a good job.
then Sami Zayn came, and then
that was Solo in it.
What's it called? What's that name?
Tama Tonga.
Yeah, Tama Tonga. Yeah. I'm trying to clock it back.
Tangaloa.
And what's it called?
Jacob Fatu.
Yeah. Jacob Fatu said what's it called? OTC a matches whatever it's called.
War Games.
Yeah, War Games. And then OTC said to the crowd, do you acknowledge Solo? And then the whole crowd said boo no. And then OTC said, cause I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is Sammy a good guy or a bad guy? Who you go with? You forgot who Sami Zayn went with?
OTC, I think.
Did they put up the ones?
Oh yeah. OTC. He went with OTC.
All right. That's just special coverage of eating them. You got to be ready for you got one segment. You got one job. You're not getting paid this week.
Speaking about payment. Where's
child labor laws?
Where's my $5?
Yeet. No, you gotta say about $5.
Yeet got your $5.
Yeah.
Your $5
Where's my $5, Oofs?
Yeet got your $5. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. What's
Jack Carr checking in? What's going on, Jack? See you in the morning, brother.
All right, so just to put some stuff into perspective, or clean that report up, because he had one job. This past week, we saw the confusion around Sami Zayn come to a head. Solo was making insinuations that Sami was on his side, to the point to where when it was face-to-face between Roman and Solo, they made the fumble, but got around to the conversation about War Games. And Roman's like, hey, I only see 4 people. And Solo said, no, there's one more. It's your boy Sami. Sami comes out. You know, obviously they start getting a little heated. Usos come out. It's a fight with them. Sami comes down. The new bloodline wins to the point to where Solo is holding Roman, and he was about to give him the Samoan spike. And he says, no, Sami, you come in here and you kick him in the face. Sami kicks Solo in the face. They beat up New Bloodline. And then, you know, they stretch it out in typical WWE fashion. But all 4 members of the original Bloodline, Sami, the Usos, and OTC, all put up the ones. And now we have at least 4-on-4 set up for War Games. So now that we've had the recap and we've kind of quickly advanced up to getting the War Games, because, you know, they went from 0 to 60 leading up to War Games and the terminology and all that stuff and Survivor Series. How are we feeling now for where we are?
You do realize what this is, right?
No, go ahead. Go ahead and say we all say in a line. Go ahead, pull your sweater and let's follow you.
This is it's pull my coat and follow me.
You got a sweater. I'm trying to put over your sweater.
I mean, the sweater's great. I can't wait to wear it out. You should see what else I got. I'll show y'all that after the show. I never showed y'all what I got for my birthday, so I'll show y'all that after the show. But this is nothing new. Nubian Sumo, he sent some stuff over that was where the bloodline storyline came from. But if you look at it, this is
Lindsey Buckingham. Never mind, sorry.
This is the Nation all over again. After they put Farouk out, this is Owen Hart, The Rock, Mark Henry, and D'Lo Brown. So you got no Farouk, no Kama Mustafa. This is what this is. This is going to be good TV no matter how you look at it.
Okay. Sumo, what's your thoughts?
Sami Zayn wrinkles was not in my long-term plan.
I know, right? Who
Not
was
at
saying
all.
Sammy? Who was saying where Sammy was going to go? But things could still change.
All I'm saying is things could still change. Sammy could still turn
In War Games.
during
When
War
we-
Games. Yes, he could still turn. My thing is now with them bringing Sami Zayn in, where does this put Zilla?
Well, rumors of that he's going to be one of the first, independent for their, signees for their indie scene thing.
He's not.
But that's just one rumor. That's one rumor.
Well, no, he's not. He's not going to be the first because they've already signed 4 people.
Well, one of the first is what I mean. He's not number one, but he's one of them.
He's not. Well, he's
Allegedly.
not. Yeah, well, he's not included in any of them because a video just came out where William Regal signed 2 guys today.
Oh yeah. I
And
didn't
then
watch it, but I
they
saw
signed
that
2.
clip.
They signed a woman. The woman was the first one, and then there was another guy that they put in after her. So it's 4 people in that WWE ID thing right now. But Zilla has not been talked about as far as coming over. He's not been talked about as being signed. They have signed Lance Anoa'i.
Right.
They did sign him coming out of MLW. He hasn't been at MLW in a while. He's been doing some other independent dates with him and his tag team partner, Juicy for Now. They were tag team champions in MLW together. And they were also down with Jacob Fatu whenever he was in MLW as well. So they were calling themselves the new Samoan SWAT team.
Yep.
So I can see Lance coming in at some point. They still got Hikuleo in play. So they'll split the 2 of them, make them the 5th members at some point. But, and being that The Rock is now saying that he's not going to be part of WrestleMania, what's the point in putting him in Survivor Series unless he's just there as an appearance to say, yeah, I'm the one that's been pulling solo strings. So I don't know. This Sami Zayn thing has put a wrinkle in all of my plans and all of my predictions.
So this is the point, Sumo, where you get to be like the rest of us. You get to be a fan just to see where they're going to go with it, at least for one more week. And after that, we'll know. Everything will be ironed out to where we can pretty much flesh out any special appearances or anything. So this Monday and this Friday coming up is going to tell the tale, in my opinion. KG, you had a hair change?
Indeed, I did. Had to make myself more streamlined. Yeah. Get a little waterfall going there.
So what's your thoughts on the Bloodline?
As long as you can drag this out at least until WrestleMania, your rating's gonna be through the roof. I'm surprised at the Nubian Sumo that you didn't have Sammy on your bingo card there, brother.
No, I wouldn't expect Sammy at all.
I did.
I was thinking Sammy was going to continue with the Intercontinental thing, or maybe include him as maybe a tag team partner with Jay to go after the tag titles, but not as necessarily within the Bloodline storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I
As you have duly noted, I
figured he'd be done, after he'd be done, or they'd be done with him, but they worked him back in some kind of way.
Because Cody's busy.
Well, Cody wasn't going to be part of the storyline anyway.
Well, we talked about how, what was it, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, how that could be a possibility.
No, you talked about that. I knew from the beginning he wasn't going to be part of that.
Yeah.
Bloodline
I also talked about Sami Zayn being in there if Cody couldn't. But, we ain't going to talk about that.
Whatever. Whatever.
Uh-huh. That's okay.
Hey, a broken clock is right at least twice a day.
Hey, it's rough out here in these streets. I'm about to go grab me a 6-pack of Ice House and take it back to the extreme. Like my man, was it Leonard?
Yeah, Leonard. Yeah, Leonard. Man. A motherfucker right there, boy. Leonard.
Woo! KG, we had a guy named Leonard that, at the end of the day, man, he's like, I'm going to get me a 6-pack of Ice House. I'm going in. He only had one arm, though. And he would always want to work basketball.
Hey,
it was a beast boy. Rebounded? Come on, man.
I saw Leonard out in the wild a few years ago.
Oh man!
And I bumped into him, and I was like, look, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere until I buy you an Ice House. I'm going to find me an Ice House somewhere and buy that motherfucker for you.
Heck yeah, man.
We'll have us an Ice House before you leave my site today.
Goddamn right.
That motherfucker
between him and my main man DeAndre DeWalt. God dang. That's another one for you, Sumo. I know you remember you can't forget him.
Oh, come on now.
Can't forget DeWalt, boy. Woo! Woo! It's the only man I know that you talking about, somebody doing something to make you break character. He made me break character from, corporate trainer, manager role, trying to, be the guy. He's like, all right, everybody's going to take the time and take the turn to read parts of the manual. My man DeWalt did not disappoint. He broke me. As soon as he started, I was like, shit, I can't. This guy's about to had to turn around, man. Like, what is happening right now? But one of the best, kind-hearted dudes you'll ever meet in his own little way. And I'm assuming you haven't seen DeAndre in a long time.
No.
I'm trying to look him up, but I see Dave, but can't find that daggone DeAndre DeWalt. What up, DeWalt? Hopefully, everything's going well with you. Never forget you, man. It's one of those characters, man. Never forget. I'd have DeAndre as a fourth for this show for sure. Don't know what the hell he's saying, but he would be on this show for sure. That's all I got to say about that. So we are at that mark where KG starts to sweat, and I'm quite sure he hot as hell in that damn sweater.
No, it's actually cold. I'm actually cold.
BBL, baby. BBL, okay. I'm trying to give it to you. Tried to give you an alley-oop real quick just to hit the button. I'm
going to do it anyway.
I appreciate that.
Percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator.
You'll get us kicked off tonight, huh?
Yeah, now you get some buttons.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man. So any final thoughts, gentlemen, before we let these people go and live their lives and get prepped for the Sunday Rise?
Yeah, say your last things before this becomes a lost episode.
All right. Well, all I got to do is say is diversify your motherfucking bonds.
Konnichiwa, bitches.
I'm the champ.